Greetings and hallucinations, ladies and lads. I am Chancellor of the Harmonious Frequencies at the mighty Empire of Onion, and this is Minecraft. Well, as you can probably see, I have a regular farmer in there. I did have one farmer way up in the tower up there, the iron golem farm, and so I went up there, captured him into a minecart, traveled him down into this villager breeder, grabbed one of the green coats that were already in here, and sent him up into the golem farm way up there. And so we still have 10 villagers up there. The golem farm is still producing golems, and now we have enough villagers in here with the farmer that we're starting to produce little villagers. You can see a little librarian hanging out back in the corner over there, who will most certainly eventually run around, fall in between the glass panes and the soil, and be carted over into the collection area. If it's not the case, you know, I can eventually just go in there, manually get him to fall down into the water, into the collection area, and everything will be fine. So yeah, got that finished, fixed, repaired. All of that is done. There he is. Oh, isn't he so adorable? Hi, little guy. Grow up with good trades for me. Give me something wonderful to trade you for. It'll be great. So I do plan on bringing some stone columns down from the corners of this place. I think it'll just make it have a little more realistic support. Of course, it's not going to be necessary here because the mountain itself supports this corner. But the other three corners will need stone columns. We still got these three dudes in here. Yeah, this is where I altered the path of the minecart tracks, went up to the top of the tower. It was crazy. I had exactly enough redstone blocks here that I needed to get up there, so it worked out just perfect. It was a little bit crazy trying to get them out of there, but eventually it did finally work. I think I'll hang on to the minecart. I don't necessarily need bones or most of this other stuff. Yeah, so I probably ought to take some of it back to the tower, especially the dirt. I modified the drop-off system to the reject area. Before, it was only one hole back there right next to the cactus, and I thought whenever the minecart was destroyed, it would plop them off back there. But whenever I looked at it this time, I thought that seems really silly. Whenever the minecart gets broken by the cactus, it would probably be more likely for it to drop them off on the square next to it. And so I used full wood blocks here, not two slabs stacked on top of each other. These are actual wooden blocks, planks. So whenever they come over here and hit the cactus, they ought to be dropped off into the second hole that I dug all the way down to bedrock. And so they've got a 2 wide gap there that they could possibly be dropped off in and sent down to, you know, wherever villagers go when they fall down into holes. See if the little guy, oh, he's still up here. So that might end up being a problem. Of course, we've had villagers stuck up there before, and they grows up to be, I don't know, 8 or 10 of them in there at a time. I could just go in there, remove one of the dirt blocks, push them down into the hole, and then fill the dirt block back in, and we're fine. No big deal. So, real life stuff. We've been having some trouble with the internet connection over here. So a lot of my videos have been being released late. Yeah, it was intermittent connection but at least it was pretty high speed. I was able to watch videos whenever they would load, at a pretty regular pace. The 720p HD videos, stuff like that. But yeah, since it was intermittent, we tried to get a technician out here to fix it. He showed up, did some stuff. Apparently there was a broken cable somewhere, and yeah, he went to repair that. Said that he put a filter in there. I didn't really get the details on what that means, or what the filter would do. But now, if I try to watch videos, I have a hard time watching them at 144p, which is pretty ridiculous. And they have to load every 8 or 10 minutes, something like that, which is crazy. I was able to play GTA Online as long as it was staying connected before, and now I would be surprised if it would allow me to do that at all, which is pretty insane. That's the opposite of what happens, or what's supposed to happen whenever you have somebody come to repair a connection. But that's the way it goes, I suppose. Let's take this concrete powder with us. I'm going to do some work. On the area over there, the platform and stuff. Like I said, I'm going to put up some stone columns and stuff. I want to do stone bricks for the most part. And so that's, of course, 4 stones. And I'm doing a stack at a time there. I want to add some variation to it though. So what I'm going to do is crack these stone bricks. Oh, that's not the one. Is it this one? It was. Let's get out a block of coal here and break it down. Break it down. So you put stone bricks in the oven again, and that will crack them. It gives a very cool effect and adds a little bit of variation to whatever it is that you're trying to do. Makes it look a little bit more magical instead of just flat stone bricks everywhere, which are still pretty cool, but maybe not the best. Of course, if you hold down left click and do like that, it disperses them evenly, just in case you don't know. And then, what do I need? I need vines. Let's run outside here and grab our, whoops, that's not what I need to do. Alright. Let's head down and grab some clippers. Oh, that was a cat's tail. I thought there was an item hanging out right there, looking all weird. I've been needing to clean up the turret. I want to call it a turret now, not a tower, because it's not nearly tall enough to really be considered a tower. So it kind of is. It's not entirely. Let's go ahead and get some wool while we're here. Oh, that blue guy almost passed me by. So yeah, like I say, I'm gonna go do some work on the platform. I'm gonna add columns to it. I'm gonna start on some of the structures. I'd like to get the place built for a butcher. I might move the toolsmith over to where the blacksmith is, get that area closed off there as well. That sort of thing. I may have done this wrong too, because I think yeah, if I get slabs together, I should be able to combine the slabs to make carved stone blocks, but I can't remember off the top of my head if that's done with stone brick slabs or with just plain stone slabs. Oh, break it with my shovel, that makes sense. Yep, had a few of them pass by, but that's okay. Try to get as many of them sheared as I can here. But alright, I'm going to make some progress on the area up here. Start some structures. Get some columns built and that sort of stuff. And I'll bring y'all back whenever I've made some progress. Alright, so it is stone brick slabs. One on top of the other. Gives us chiseled stone bricks, which are also very awesome to look at. I wouldn't mind having a few more of those. That's about a half stack. Yeah, that should do. That'll give us almost a full stack. We've got 63 of them. And then, if I throw in stone bricks with some vines, we get mossy stone bricks. I'll take a stack of those for sure. I cleaned up a few of the vines outside the turret here. We'll run out and take a look. Show ya. I didn't do anything up on this area. I put strings here so that this wouldn't go any lower. I think that's a pretty decent height for what they are. These go all the way down just about to the ground. I trimmed them up off of the actual ground so they don't quite touch, but it's pretty close. This is 3 of them around in a circle. They go down to the snow. And then these go down a pretty fair distance, just about all the way down. Those I trimmed up just a little bit. I didn't mess with any of the vines on the inside of here. Let's pop over. There we go. Cool. So yeah, I trimmed these up just a hair, so they aren't just running all the way straight down to the ground. These I trimmed up just a little bit over on the sides. Not much though. These here I didn't touch at all. Those I didn't mess with either. And then some of these I trimmed up just a little bit. I still have to put a string in front of them if I don't want them to grow down further. Like these here I trimmed up. I wouldn't mind them coming down one more, make it look like it spread over that direction and then grew down. Then that little guy, I cut off the bottom piece there, which was pretty unnecessary, but I did it anyways. So what? What are you gonna do about it? It occurred to me that instead of replacing this lava with water, what I'm gonna do is preserve this as my cooked chicken machine, and I'm gonna build a separate uncooked chicken machine over there by the butcher stand that I'm gonna make. So I think that's gonna be pretty good. Man, I really need to clean up a bunch of these chests. Like this one has some copies of the stuff that double chest up there has, mostly nature materials, saplings, the hoe, that kind of stuff. Got some white wool there. Get this purple, more pink and stuff. And it seems like every time I start recording I come over here and start shearing sheep, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I haven't messed with the llamas this time. I still think that one brown llama with the 2 strength is probably going to get perished. Yeah, this librarian grew up inside the breeder, but that little guy just fell through. So we're gonna have at least one in the catch collection zone growing up pretty soon. So yeah, I definitely need to get started building places for them. So I'm going to get busy doing that, and I'll see y'all in a bit. Yeah, left shift is part of my video recording activation, so anytime I activate a recording on a boat or on a horse, I end up falling off. But yeah, so this is the columns that I have. I think those chiseled bits are even. I know these 2 are. And I used the mossy bricks under the water just to make it look a little more realistic. It broke off the vines up there as I was building because the vines were actually attached to the wooden piece that was coming down off the corner. I went ahead and left the beams, the angular ones. I think that they still look fine. I would kind of like for them to meet up in the corner up there, but I think the way that they are looks just fine. And then there's another column over on that side as well. I might have been a little bit sparing with the cracked bricks. I probably could have added quite a few more, It looks pretty good the way that it is, though, in my personal opinion. And I went ahead and attached the vines up there again so that they'll eventually grow down, reattach to these, probably climb around the whole column even. And I think that'll look pretty nice once it gets going. And then of course over on this corner I didn't put anything because it doesn't need it. It's got the whole mountain supporting it. That works out pretty good. I know we've got at least one more little villager getting ready in the collection area, and so I do need to go up there and get started building some more structures. My mind is a little bit crazy though. I don't know exactly what kind of buildings that I want to build up there. I've seen tons of people do the trading stalls, really typical, like wood blocks around the bottom, wooden fence coming up, and then wool roof, kind of like a tent or something like that, little canopy sort of a thing. I want the structures to look a little bit more permanent, a little more built on. I think though that the platform itself might be a little bit too small for that. I don't know. I'll have to do a little bit of testing and see. I know though I'm not going to be able to use doors because I don't want to change the location of the village center away from the middle of the iron golem farm. So I might be able to use trapdoors instead of regular doors. Just attach them to the wall where maybe they can open sideways and just look like doors instead of actually being doors. So I'll probably do something like that. And I have a general idea for different designs for different types of villagers. As well as I still need to put the toolsmith in with the weaponsmith, or vice versa, whichever one's in there, I can never remember. This still looks like it's functioning pretty well. Yeah, like I said, I saw at least one more baby villager go into the lower area, fell through the cracks up here. So that is good. Here's another baby villager, black apron. So hopefully they'll run around and knock him down into the thing. So yeah, I'm gonna brainstorm a little bit, think about what I could possibly do to throw some structures down up there, and I'll bring y'all back when I have some decent ideas going. Is it just me, or does that look like it's one block higher than that? I think it is, so I'll probably change that also. Alright, I'll bring y'all back later. Alright, well I checked on the villagers, and I found another toolsmith, a second one. He has a coal trade of 16. Not at all what I wanted to do. Okay, this is the one with the 17 coal trade, and for some reason they like to cram each other into the corner here. And I keep clicking on the wrong guy here. There we go, 16 coal for 1 emerald. And then only 5 emeralds for an efficiency 1, unbreaking 1 shovel, which is pretty decent. Still have this guy over here, and I built the butcher area. I'm not sure if this is exactly how I want to keep it, but this is how it looks for now. I think it looks pretty good. There's of course going to be either a fence like this over here. I might even put glass panes in here, see if they connect. If they don't, just have it as like a pole going straight up. That'll keep anything from jumping through right here, which I don't think they can do anyways, but just in case. Yeah, this is a noisy area for sure, but I am going to put butchers in here, and I'll be able to access these chests from the outside. So we've got beef and leather right here. We've got pork chops here, and then rabbit and rabbit hide. The rabbit hide and rabbit meat I only got by accident. Some of the rabbits died when I was bringing them up here, but here they are inside the container. They are able to jump out, especially the babies, while I'm breeding them. So for right now, while they're little, or or I mean, while there's few of them, I just breed them up really quickly, turn the water off, and then I kind of scooch them back inside if any of them jump out. This, of course, is a chicken machine. There are no chickens inside of it yet. I just haven't gotten enough eggs. I had about 11 eggs, came in here, threw them in, and none of them hatched into chickens. But you can see in this one there's a water block. There's 2 glass blocks above here so that the adult chickens don't fall into the water. But then, of course, just like the other ones, they lay the eggs into the hoppers. The eggs get shot out into this slab, which breeds or births the chickens, hatches the chickens. They stand up here, and when they grow, they'll drown in the water. They may try to swim up, but since there's a glass block above there, they won't be able to get out, and they'll end up drowning. Then they'll drop a raw chicken into this double chest, and I'll be able to trade the raw chicken with the butchers whenever I get around to having some butchers. I haven't got one so far. There are a few villagers down here. I keep wanting to call them colonists because of my other games that I play. Yeah, I have a couple of minecarts on me. Well, that's the one that I want to use here. And I had the beetroot seeds on me in case I did hatch out chickens. I was going to feed them beetroot seeds. I really need to make sure and check my levers before I do this kind of stuff. And now the silly parrot is in there. There we go. Let's do like that. Like this. There we go. Now we ought to pick one up. Okay. This is a fisherman, 20 string, 19 coal, and 6 fish. 6 fish is the lowest trade that they have, but I can cook my own fish. This is a pretty high coal trade, and the 20 string is about the highest amount of string for an emerald. The lowest amount would be 15. So this guy is really no good. Unfortunately, even with the changes that I made to the drop-off system, running them back there suffocates them. As you can see, he's standing in front of the cactus there. So even with full blocks in that area, it still doesn't kick him out over to that one side like it should. I don't know what the problem is there. I'm not sure why it does that, but that's what it does. Let's take a look at the next guy. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I need to make sure and check my levers. There we go. I had to change up my arrival system over there at the turret because it kept destroying my minecarts. Oh wow, 22 and 4? So this guy's even more expensive than the last guy. Yeah, every time I got there, the minecart would break and the cactus would destroy it. And so I put in a hopper to grab the minecart as it broke, and instead of a trapdoor on top of the cactus, I had to put a full slab in order for it to work properly. Because even with the trapdoor, it was still trying to break it. Here's 16 shepherd and 3 emeralds, so this guy is worth keeping for sure. We'll switch that over and then make sure that this is switched. And I tried to get the levers to operate with the correct direction. Like when the lever is down, I wanted it to be killing them and all that, but for some reason it won't go that way for whatever reason. Let's go ahead and switch that back while we're here, and I'll just put him into the carry place. Wait a second. Oh, this is turned off. I just put the lever on the back. If I'm riding up here myself, I can punch the button to get a regular pulse, but when I'm sending up people, I have to Yeah, let it do its own thing. I have to have it turned on permanently. Okay. So we should be able to dump him in there, no problem. They might push him back out. And I don't want it to pop him out this direction, so I'm going to try something like this. There we go. And I could probably destroy that as well. Though I don't think I can quite reach it. Okay, I got it. So that's pretty cool. You can probably tell that I made this quite a bit smaller. It was just the 2 guys there, but now there's 3. Who is it again? A Fletcher? Yeah, and a librarian. And now a fisherman. I think just having it stop at the wall is going to be good. Let's sleep, so we don't have anybody creeping up on us. The golem farm is still working magnificently. I don't have like a coal farm that I can use. Maybe if I was farming wither skeletons or something in the nether, that would be an option. Nope. Oh, poor parrot. Yeah, that's very sad. I'm definitely gonna have to make my way to the jungle and get another parrot because he was fun to have around. I really like him. Let's see, one of these was a redstone block, but it's been destroyed. No, I had a lever there, so we're all good. Yeah, that is a shame. Well, I don't think it makes any sense to catch him anyways, because that's all I've gotten done so far. It kind of sticks out over the side, but I put the little stairs there to kind of give it some support, as it were. A little bit of chiseled stone for kind of a unique, ornate design. And then on the back of the chicken cooker, but not cooker, chicken murderer, I had to cover up the redstone, so I put stone bricks all the way across. And speaking of which, I want to check real quick to see how many eggs that we've acquired. It's really simple. This is the reason why I put the lever on the side. So it's turned off right now, so that the dispenser won't fire. Oh, I guess it only works if I'm close enough. So since I've been working over across the way at the other place, this wasn't loaded in, and so unless I stand here, hang out in this area for a while, it's not going to build up eggs. So I might AFK over here, maybe up on top of the thing or something where no monsters can spawn, and yeah, try to get some eggs so that I can populate the other one. It works pretty quickly. I have quite a few chickens up in the top there. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this episode. I don't feel like I got a whole lot of things done, but overall I think it was just about worth it. So, if you want to catch the next episode, see what more crazy structures that I build over there where these people live in, feel free to subscribe. Consider supporting if you would, and be sure to check out any of my other videos or playlists that you might be interested in. I thank you very much for any time that you spend on my channel, and I hope blessings of wisdom and peace on all of you. Farewell.